Hello everybody, my name is Noah Taff, and welcome to my review of the Elimination Chamber 2020, which was shockingly an incredible show. For a pay-per-view that they barely booked at all, barely promoted, that they rushed to get out 2 weeks after Saudi Arabia. It had, considering all those factors, it should have been a crappy show, but when we looked at the matches on a pre-show, I'm like, oh, this got some good wrestling matches on it. And turns out, it was an incredible show. It really was. So let's get into what happened. So 8 matches in total. Like I correctly said in the predictions video, they did indeed just throw together a random pre-show match last minute. It was the Viking Raiders versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Why? I don't know. The crowd liked the Viking Raiders though. They were over, so I guess that's something. And this was a squash, basically. Not much to say about it. The Viking Raiders won in under 5 minutes. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to be exact. So, yay? I don't know. Maybe they'll be involved in the Raw Tag Team title match at Mania. I have no clue what their plans are, but good for them, I guess. So the show kicked off with Bryan versus Drew Gulak. This got 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Nice. And holy shit, Bryan made Drew Gulak look like $1 million. Like, I'm not shitting on Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak is incredible. But think about it in this context. Bryan made a guy who has not had a win since he got moved to SmackDown look like a title contender. Like, seriously. Bryan he sold for him. He did the babyface rolling out of the ring to regroup spot, something he doesn't do for anybody. Like, he sold the fuck out of Drew Gulak. And, man, I want to see this go to Mania. I don't think they're going to do it. I still bet you they're doing Bryan Sheamus. But, God, I want this to go to Mania. Because, man, they could just have another banger at Mania. They really could. I'm sure they'd both be down for it. And it would be massive for Gulak. This match in itself was massive for Gulak. I really hope he doesn't go back to jobbing after this. I mean, Gulak was in control for most of the match. Bryan went full fuck it, and there was a spot where Gulak just chucked him for German suplex, and Bryan landed right on his neck, which sucked. And Bryan's got to chill. Like, I know he's a goddamn crazy person, but come on, man. This is why you had to retire in the first place. Like, twice. Shit, dude. And here's what's interesting. While I still don't know if they're going forward, there's a couple signs that point towards this feud could continue. One, Gulak was clearly in his head for most of the match. He got so much offense. And the big one to me was Bryan won by reversing out of the Dragon Sleeper into the LeBell Lock. But Gulak did not tap. He passed out. And that's something you can use to build towards another match. A whole like, hey, you beat me, but you didn't tap me out. I passed out. You want to beat me? Fucking beat me. Beat me at WrestleMania. So that is a sign. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be going forward, even though it really, really should. Because, man, Bryan made Gulak look so good. And to Drew's credit, Drew made himself look really good, too. They had a technical classic, and this is Drew's probably biggest opportunity he's had in the WWE. A pay-per-view match with Bryan to open a main card pay-per-view with just under 15 minutes of work, and he took advantage of it, man. He really took advantage of it. So I really hope Drew gets something going forward. Up next, the hits keep on coming. Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo, 12 minutes and 20 seconds. This one went. This was another great match because they're two incredible wrestlers with great chemistry. It's just a match I feel like I've seen before because I have. Like, don't get me wrong, the match was great, just like all their other matches, but it didn't really stand out from the other matches. It was just kind of another great, Andrade and Humberto match. And it was still really good, but it gets to the point where it's like, okay, I've seen this before. And I've literally seen this before because the finish was the exact same as the Royal Rumble finish. I'm not joking. Andrade reversed Humberto's roll-up into his own roll-up, grabbed the tights, and won. Just like at the Royal Rumble. They literally replayed the finish from the previous match. I gotta admit, I was a little surprised Andrade retained, just because I figured this would complete his punishment for getting suspended when Humberto would win the bout back. I still think they should go to Mania with this, and I think they should work into a fatal four-way with Andrade, Garza, Mysterio, and Humberto. Because here was my original idea. I don't think I expressed it in the predictions video, but an idea I had for this was maybe Humberto were to have won this match by Garza's interference going haywire, and then Humberto were to have lost the belt on Raw to Garza due to Mysterio's interference going haywire, and that way Garza would have beef with Andrade, Mysterio would have heat with Humberto, and then there's four-way heat, and boom, fatal four-way match. Granted, I still think they can do a fatal four-way match, maybe just not that way, and they can still very easily do heat between Garza and Andrade, just like, oh, you know, Vega's got to choose between her clients, and Humberto and Mysterio, if you put them in a position where they're both challenging for a title, you know, you could say for Mysterio, it's like, oh, you know, it's his last chance, or with Humberto, it's like, oh, it's his first chance, you know, to get his first title, and that creates a friction there. So I definitely still think they can build towards a fatal four-way at Mania, and I really think they should do that. But up next, the Elimination Chamber. This chamber got 32 minutes and 55 seconds, longest match of the night. It was for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, The New Day versus the Usos versus Heavy Machinery versus Miz and Morrison versus Lucha House Party versus Ziggler and Robert Roode. Man, this was great. This was a fantastic chamber. New Day and Usos started, and that was fantastic. Lucha House Party came in, and while the crowd was kind of dead to them because they haven't been on TV in a while, and Kalisto's not even there because he's hurt. Man, they shone in this. They did shine in this match. Their stars really shone. They fucking Lindsay Dorado hung from the top of the cage at one point and did a flipping moonsault hanging off the top of the cage to everybody down below. Like, it was incredible. Miz and Morrison looked good. Roode and Ziggler did the heel shit really well. Otis was incredibly over with the crowd. To get some spots for you, after that thing by Dorado, they ganged up on Metalik and eliminated him. So that was the house party out. They were out first. And then Heavy Machinery got eliminated. Heavy Machinery would have won to eliminate Lucha House Party, by the way. Heavy Machinery got eliminated by Ziggler and Roode after, by the way, Tucker also did a flipping senton off the top of the pod. He really doesn't get enough credit, man. People are so into Otis and everything, but Tucker's really underrated. He really is. Otis tried to charge Ziggler through the pod, but he ended up running through the pod and through the other part of the glass out of the chamber. And then they ganged up on Tucker, and Roode hit the Glorious DDT, and they pinned Tucker. So that eliminated Heavy Machinery. Then Roode and Ziggler were eliminated by the Usos and New Day because New Day hit Midnight Hour, and then the Usos hit the double splashes. So that eliminated Roode and Ziggler. The New Day were eliminated then by Miz and Morrison when they double pinned Kofi. And then they did the same thing to the Usos. They double pinned them using the ropes, which was legal. So Miz and Morrison retain, right call. Maybe this leads to, I feel like the Heavy Machinery and Ziggler and Roode will stay as separate things. Maybe this leads to a triple threat match at Mania. Usos versus New Day versus Miz and Morrison. Sounds good to me. Maybe throw the Lucha House Party in there too. Maybe throw some ladders in. Sounds good to me. Sounds fucking good to me, my dude. Fatal four-way ladder match. Sounds good to me. But fantastic chamber. Absolutely great chamber. One of the best chambers I've seen. Definitely the best tag team chamber I've seen. Was this only the second ever tag team chamber? Because I remember the other one wasn't very good. This one was great, though. So, up next, Alistair Black versus AJ Styles. This got a lot of time. 23 minutes and 15 seconds this match got. And man, if you were mad about Alistair losing on Raw, don't worry, you're probably not mad anymore. Because first off, they got a lot of time. It was a very even match. They did the interference at just the right time, too. Over 20 minutes in the match, it was no DQ, and Anderson and Gallows were at ringside. And they did take advantage of stipulation, by the way. They both used a kendo stick. Black wore AJ out with kendo stick. AJ used a table, or AJ used a chair. Black did the Meteora on AJ through a table. And then eventually Gallows and Anderson got involved when Black was going for the Black Mass, and they all jumped Black. And then they were trying to set Black up for the phenomenal forearm, but then Gong, Taker in the ring, throws Gallows and Anderson out, choke slams AJ, Gong again, Taker's gone, Black hits AJ with the Black Mass, which was incredible. Fucking AJ sold it like he got hit by a fucking truck. And then, yeah, I'm recording, aren't I? I would love to be recording. Yes, I am. I just want to make sure I'm recording because I'm not going to be very mad. But AJ sold it like he got hit by a truck, and that was it. Black wins. Technically, I guess not clean. It was a no DQ match, though, so in the technical sense, it was clean. Now, I'm interested to see where they go with this. Because, to be honest, even though I think, because AJ Styles is incredible, he could have a good one-on-one match with Taker. With how old Taker is, and how much wear and tear is on his body, I'm starting to think maybe the better option would be a handicap match. I'm talking Taker and Black versus the OC. I'm starting to think that may be a better option, because I don't know what Black is doing at Mania. And that would be a massive rub for Black, because AJ, to be perfectly honest, does not need this rub. He doesn't need the rub of facing The Undertaker, you know? But at the same time, if he says Taker, you feel like he'd have to win. This way, he doesn't necessarily have to win, because it's a tag team match. And this becomes more about Black than it does him. Teaming with Taker and getting a win in a tag team with Taker, and maybe a passing of the torch shit from Taker to Black, would be huge at Mania, and it would protect Taker more. And while people may not like it as much compared to a one-on-one match between Taker and Styles, I feel like this might be a better option, a 2-1 free handicap. Or, if Mayor Kane's not doing anything, you could make it a 3-on-3. Taker, Kane, and Black versus the OC. It depends on if Kane's doing anything or not. But that might be the better way to go. But great match. So all 4 matches, not counting the pre-show match because of the squash, have been great at this point. Street Profits versus Rollins and Murphy for the Raw Tag Team titles. This match was great, but at this point, the crowd was tired. The crowd was tired, and this match went a little longer than maybe it should have. 18 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm glad they got time. Street Profits were able to get the crowd active at some points when they interacted with them. Ford and Dawkins are incredibly over, and the crowd loves them. They were just tired. Match was good. The end eventually came with Kevin Owens getting involved yet again. He came for the crowd with some popcorn, and eventually just came and sat on the announce desk, and he threw popcorn at Rollins, and then Dawkins fucking mauled Rollins into the barricade. And then Ford, I believe, hit the frog splash on Murphy, and they retained. And then after the match, Rollins got stunned by Owens. So this is obviously what they're doing. Rollins versus Owens, one-on-one match at Mania. Also forgot, AOP got involved at one point while Rollins was distracting the ref, and the Viking Raiders came back down and fought with AOP. So maybe we're heading with the tag titles towards a triple threat tag team match for the Raw tag team titles. Street Profits versus AOP versus Viking Raiders. That sounds about right to me, honestly. I feel like that's what they're probably going to end up doing. But good match. The crowd was just kind of tired for it. So, it didn't get what it wanted. Up next, 3-on-1 handicap match. Braun Strowman defends the IC title against Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. This was not good in a match sense. It was only 8 minutes and 30 seconds, and it was just kind of them beating up on Strowman and Strowman doing his stuff. How it ended was holy shit. They replicated the thing from SmackDown, where they held him up. Cesaro and Nakamura did the double suplex, which was probably the majority of Cesaro's work, if I'm being honest, because Cesaro's strong as shit. Not saying Nakamura's not, but come on. We all know how strong Cesaro is. Cesaro probably could have lifted him up by himself. And Sami hit the haluva kick. And then Nakamura and Cesaro both rolled out of the ring. Sami got the cover. And Sami fucking Zayn, who's barely wrestled in the last 4 months, who hasn't had a title since 2013, when he was the NXT champion, wins. Sami Zayn is the Intercontinental Champion. And I cannot believe it. It's incredible. He so fucking deserves it. The fact that it took this long for him to win a main roster championship is disgusting. But man, so congratulations to him. That's fantastic, and he 100% deserves it. There's a couple takeaways from this, though, we need to talk about. One, fuck, that sucks for Strowman. I know it was a handicap match. I know he might get the belt back at Mania, although we'll talk about that in a second. But fuck, this sucks for him. He lost his title after a month in less than 10 minutes. Ugh. And he got his ass kicked for most of the match. Yeah, that sucks for him. I would be more mad about that if I wasn't so happy about Sami winning. I gotta be honest. If they had even though I like Shinsuke, if they had just given the belt back to Nakamura, I probably would be more mad. But since Sami got it, I'm fine with it. Here's where it gets interesting to me. Why? I can understand Cesaro, but why did Nakamura just let Zayn win the belt when it was Nakamura's belt and it was supposed to be Nakamura's rematch? That's what's interesting to me. So, are they going Braun Sammy at Mania? Or, it's rumored Vince McMahon... Ooh. Excuse me. It's rumored Vince wants Tyson Fury to work Mania. Why wouldn't he? Fury probably wants to as well. Especially since Fury wanted to do that Saudi Arabia match against his trainer's recommendation or anything. He seems to really like wrestling. Maybe they'll do a Fury Strowman rematch at Mania, and maybe Nakamura turns on Zayn, and we get face Sami Zayn again, and we do Zayn Nakamura at Mania for the IC title. Sounds good to me. That sounds pretty fucking good to me. That's wishful thinking. Odds are that it would just be Braun getting his rematch. But that's the interesting point to me. Why would Nakamura just let Zayn win the title? You know? That's a little suspicious, ain't it? Why would he just let him do it? Is he just expected to be okay with that? I don't know. I don't know about all that. So now, we get to the main event, which a lot of people hated. I don't have a problem with, though, and I'll tell you why. It was, for the Raw Women's Championship #1 contendership, winner faces Becky at Mania. Shayna Baszler versus Natalya versus Liv Morgan versus Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Sarah Logan. Match got 21 minutes on the dot, and this was the Shayna Baszler experience. Hey, remember that bullshit report from a couple days ago that said, oh no, Vince McMahon has given up on Shayna Baszler? If you believe that, come on, bruh. I didn't believe that shit for a second. If you believed it, really? Come on, that was just such obvious bullshit. And it was proven tonight, because this was basically Shayna Baszler the musical, except the musical was her murdering everybody. She literally eliminated all 5 contestants. It started with Ruby and Asuka, not Ruby and Asuka, Ruby and Natty, and then Shayna came in, and Sarah Logan came in, and they did a thing for a bit, and then Shayna came in, tapped Logan, tapped Riott 30 seconds later, slammed Natty in the pod door a couple times, tapped her, waited in the ring for someone else to come out while the crowd got antsy. Asuka yelled in Japanese. Liv looked terrified. Liv came out, got a little bit of offense. Shayna tapped her. Asuka continued to yell in Japanese. Asuka came out. They had a little bit of a fight. Shayna tapped her. And that was it. But Vince McMahon has given up on Shayna Baszler, right? If you believe that, come on, man. Come on, man, if you believe that. Vince McMahon has given up on Shayna Baszler. That was the most dominant Elimination Chamber performance of all time. It was even more dominant than Braun's performance a couple years ago, because Braun didn't even win. She literally eliminated everybody. And it took her... when did she even get in the match? The only reason it took her so long is because they actually stuck to, the 5-minute intervals, and it took forever for Morgan and Asuka to come out of the fucking pods. She choked everybody. She literally eliminated Logan and Riott within 30 seconds, and then Natty a minute 30 later. And I don't have a problem with it because I like Shayna. I know some people don't. I like Shayna, and I think she is the perfect and only realistic, aside from Ronda, but it doesn't look like Ronda's coming back soon, the only realistic contender to dethrone Becky. So, and it's rumored Becky's taking time off after Mania anyway to get married to Rollins, because they've been engaged. So yeah, I mean, we all knew she was going to win, so you might as well make her look fucking dominant and make her look like that threat that can beat Becky Lynch, and that's exactly what they did. I like Shayna, and I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was great. People will be mad because she just killed everybody, but I liked it. And if you seriously believe that crap, I advise you to stop listening to Dave Meltzer or Bryan Alvarez or whatever fucking idiot reported that, okay? Because they're full of shit. If you seriously believe that report that Vince McMahon has given up on Shayna Baszler, come on, dude. Just come on if you really believe that. Biggest load of shite I've ever heard in my life. But, as a whole, what a card. Barely promoted, came out of nowhere, was 2 weeks after the last event, but what a fucking show. I mean, to review, Bryan and Gulak, incredible. Vega and Carrillo, same match they've been having, but great. Tag Team Chamber, fantastic. Black and Styles, fucking great. Street Profits, Rollins, Murphy, good match. Crowd was dead. Handicap match for the IC title, not much to say about the match, but Sammy won the IC title. And then Baszler killing everybody, I like it. People didn't like it, but I liked it. She killed everybody. That's what she should do. She's a fucking cage fighter, and she went in the cage, and she killed all the other people in the cage, and that's it. So, great show. They pulled a great show out of their ass. Up next is TakeOver and WrestleMania. Only thing currently booked for TakeOver is the ladder match to determine number one contendership for the NXT Women's title, because the NXT Women's title is being defended at WrestleMania. Only woman in that match currently is Chelsea Green, but it looks like we're also heading towards Velveteen Dream versus what's his name? Who is he? Adam Cole for the NXT title. We might be doing Fatal 4-Way, maybe Damian Priest versus Dijakovic versus Keith Lee versus Eva Roddy or Cameron Grimes for the North American title. Looking like Triple Threat, Grizzled Young Vets versus Broserweights versus Red Dragon for the tag titles. So yeah, looking to be a pretty good takeover. Oh, and then Gargano versus Ciampa. And then Mania, we already have 5 matches booked. Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, Goldberg versus Roman Reigns, Cena versus The Fiend, and Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler. Fuck. This Mania on paper is too good to be bad. Like, I think it's going to be a great Mania. I really do. But that was my review of Elimination Chamber. They did it again, boys. They pulled a great pay-per-view literally out of their ass. But that is going to do it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, my Twitch, where I stream every single day, my second channel, Free Screen Views, my Twitter. If you want to follow me on my Patreon, if you want to support me on my Vimeo, or my Daily Motion, all those things are in the description. Thank you to all 36 my Patrons currently named in the description. Your constant support of me and my channels, I appreciate you guys. Also in the description, find link to community Reddit, as well as the daily schedule. With all that being said, though, my name is Tafferstein. This has been my review of the Elimination Chamber 2020. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.